final series before we know who's going to win the tournament, who's going to take away the $6,000 that's on the line. Second team still walking away with a fine share of $3,000. But after this game, after this best of 3 series, we know what's going to happen. We know what's popping. And it might be VIPERIO, it might be Fluffy Gangsters taking themselves this victory. I'll run you guys through the map feed. So after the pistol round is concluded, we're starting off with VIPERIO's pick here on the map of Inferno. With Fluffy Gangsters choosing the CT side to begin with here. Russian side, obviously, trying desperately to get a move on. Dulberetta's bought by Highness. He's trying to leap his way forward. Originally, there was another smoke from Fluffy Gangsters. I think that one is already used, as we only see one pair of Dulberettas and only one flash, and that's all the util that was in the possession of Fluffy Gangsters. Here comes the execute. VIPERIO, are they able to start up strong? It does look like it. Timo finds Highness. Yatsa in the back of the side will only be good for the one. Getting an opportunity for a plant, and VIPERIO will certainly get that one down. Well played from Zodi. He already found a kill. Now also the plant acquired from VIPERIO. Solby making his way across. Then arrives. CT double P coming out. Takanashi left to fall. And I think already found towards Solby is going to make him fall into oblivion. Still good for the singular. More. VIPERIO starting things strong on their own map pick in this best of 3. Picking over the map of Inferno. We're going towards Anubis next. I mean, VIPERIO banning away Nuke was the start. After that, we saw Dust 2 getting banned by Fluffy Gangsters. I was a little bit weirded out by that one. I felt like you would have liked an Inferno ban if you're Fluffy Gangsters. Choosing for Inferno instead than VIPERIO, as it's kind of left him to be. Fluffy Gangsters not playing a single time Inferno yet this competition. Then Fluffy Gangsters going for the bread and butter in Anubis. They've almost picked it every single time they've had the opportunity to. I've always played a good level, of course, on there. On the final map, we would go to Ancient. Yes, both Vertigo and Mirage are big bans in the second wave of bans. Something to be just a little bit fearful of, I feel like. Ancient is a map that, if we would go there, it's a good map for both. It really is going to be a brawl to see who's going to take it. I feel like we're going to see that map win trade, or yeah, just map picks coming through. Both teams just picking their own map picks up, right? Inferno looking really good for VIPERIO. Then Anubis looking really good again for Fluffy Gangsters. Then a decider on Ancient to finish it all off. Seems like a perfect sequence. Utility getting their way tossed in. VIPERIO looking their way across. Executing their way towards the long side of smoke being used. VIPERIO in the meantime going through apps. As mid isn't really contested. Looks like Takanashi is rotating to the side, and they somewhat expect this apps pop at this point. No stems towards brackets. There's still going to be Zodi coming from middle, but he will pop out a flash from afar from Takanashi. Needs to hold. And he can find one. Finds up a second, but a double trade back found from VIPERIO. Still taking over the side, but not the advantage that they were looking for anymore. Zodi can still swing into middle. Needs to win this fight. Finds John on the first contact. And with that, expectations rise for VIPERIO all of a sudden. They didn't have the buy. They didn't have the man advantage. That was taken well and truly by Fluffy Gangsters, but they're still allowed to take this one. That's in such a prime position. Graveyard's getting checked. Zodi remains. It's on Solby to work with. Flash will flush Zodi out for now. They need to go for the defuse quite soon. The stick is now happening. Highness checking it. Bullet's even planted on default, Zodi. Oh no. Started to spray the default smoke, but it was actually planted somewhere else. That is a mystery to me. Zodi going a little bit clueless at that point. Full shocked as he was, realizing the bomb wasn't even planted on the spot he anticipated. And so Fluffy Gangsters taking hold of a round. With one more, they can reset the side from VIPERIO, make him feel weak. That is your gateway to success here. Pathway to Banana. Highness smokes himself off. The help is still there from Solby. Get her. They control the B side for good. Great spray still. Pitch of damage, getting the M4s into one-tap range. Might allow a great sweep sequence to follow. Screamo will go aggressive. He's behind the half wall getting ready. There's a smoke chugged into the bottom banana. Triple B stack for Fluffy GANGSTERS still. Not going to be an easy round to take. A 3 versus 3 Thrall on banana. The Thrall will be ensuing. Double kill from Highness. And Yuram Yatsa that wanted to hold. No trade opportunity there from Zodi. Chose his life above everything. But now still 2 to face here on the A side. 1 in apps. Takanashi should have an easy chance to mow down each one. This side player should fall, and now Zodi might know where one of them is. Having to pincher them away while both John and Takanashi are swinging off each other's contacts. No chance for the double. He really tried. You saw him already switching to Takanashi in time, but John could get it. And with that, not only the game is on a tied up level, the eco will be forced out from VIPERIO, giving Fluffy GANGSTERS well and truly the opportunity to go for a third and potentially also build up some economy here against VIPERIO. Really where things could start to get a little bit dangerous. The fight taken instantly against the entry. Going through. Out of middle, John starking him down. Sunstruck after the peaks that went through, and then when you thought they were going to push their way around, it's Long that actually gets challenged as well. The AK from Takanashi doing good work here. In general, a great play that is ensuing. Can Highness find himself a tap, a spray, no kill. No cigar for Fluffy GANGSTERS, allowing the bomb to go down for VIPERIO. Looking for the retake here. 2 kits to work with. With that, it should still be a pretty easy round, considering no armor is on the side from VIPERIO, but we're going to have to figure that one out. Time is starting to tick. Fluffy GANGSTERS need to make a run for it. What they're doing. Switcher will go unknown. Finds Highness. On the side, crossed in. Takanashi back at the side. Still has to be cleared. Time runs low. Tess trying to bait. Trying to stay alive. Is there time for the defuse? No, there isn't. VIPERIO gets away with murder. They're the ones not only finding the round, killing every single one. And they had pistols without armor to begin with. They take a round from Fluffy GANGSTERS that they shouldn't have. And with the game tied at 2 apiece, you expected, aside from Fluffy GANGSTERS, to walk ahead, to get ahead. But nothing seemed more wrong than that statement. What a play from VIPERIO coming out. Crazy round to win, if you ask me. It's going to be Fluffy GANGSTERS now trying to play on their final buy. Potentially going to economy hell themselves. I'm looking at a pretty dangerous situation myself. A breakthrough from VIPERIO that could come out if they win this one. Again, they were 2-0 up. Could have taken another one. So Fluffy GANGSTERS picked up a round like that, so now VIPERIO can accelerate. They've been improving every single step in this tournament. Their road started off with a loss against Sinners Academy, then they won versus Verdant, won against the Daps, then lost versus K-Team Whopper, to then eventually play the decider match against the Adapts to see who would face monstrous K-Team. VIPERIO won that one out, so faced, aside from Sinners Academy, even drawing him up to overtime in that. Well, yesterday winning against Whopper in a 2-1 fashion, so they've really grinded their asses off to get here. Now you're wondering, that was all for nothing. Second place would still be great, but they can take the first. They've shown the resilience onto doing so. Side will be taken over. Flash caught by John. Taken away. Side is there. Responded. The open. Takanashi trying to chip in. Unsuccessful. The round will go to VIPERIO with the plant. Overrunning the fluffy gangsters completely. That kill on CT was absolutely ridiculous coming out. It really created a gap from VIPERIO to step right in.
Terrorists win.
From Yata. Get his way across. Chipping in. Moving forward into the fight. Shots for the open, but hasn't been solidified. Next is going to try and head his way into the B side and be able to do so. Swisher, on the other hand, moving his way across, getting his way in to the A apartments. Takanashi jiggling. Finds himself falling. What a shot from Swisher to begin with. I don't know if that was an M4, but Takanashi at least sent the sky. Opens up the gap, opens up the chance, and there is your A side well and truly taken over.
Bomb has been planted.
Mid lurk, come out the flank. Oh my. That's brilliant, fluffy gangsters. Advantageous position found. They're looking forward into a retake here. Desperately trying, but not able to. Fluffy gangsters will fall away, picking up some rifles. At least pretty good if you ask me. Something to be a little fearful of for sure. You've still lost yourself. Another round. Getting VIPERIO up 5-2 here on the T side.
Terrorists win.
Still the damage, I feel like they're going to be pretty happy about that. The damage they did, the weapons they find, but ultimately you got to continue on winning. And we saw yesterday Whopper on the map of Mirage, they got close every single time. Just weren't able to compel, weren't able to comply. Zodi with the opening. Advantage found for VIPERIO to begin with. Looking for the trade is Highness, but unable to get. Trade from John coming out, leaving Swisher to fall. John going in for another. So the AK is doing magnificent work here. Even it down to a 3 versus 3. Down and out they are, Awaken. Another frag, make it 2. Fluffy gangsters. Brilliant work to shut VIPERIO out. They start up with an entry, but then start boxing them in. Aggression from apartments lurking in the shadows and finding themselves success around the edges. Now VIPERIO on the back foot, trying to fight their way back in. no money in their reserve, so everything put on this round in particular. Oh, getting so much done on that CT side, Fluffy Gangsters. Really great to get that. I was muted for a moment. I didn't hear it. Aggression there from Banana. That was great. It's Nest that was falling. After that, actually the early apps pick from Fluffy Gangsters coming out on that CT side. And then once Screamo starts trying to take back control, take back possession over their apartments, it's another angle that will be overstepped. Maybe this time there's still a chance to create a gap all the way into the A side. A smoke towards the archway getting thrown. It's gonna make them to go for a B plate, tapping them down. Screamo's looking for the frag. The smoke, he doesn't want to get caught off, but Zodi will. Side still held firm. Trying to get on top over the smoke, finds a kill. John taken away, looking for a second, but the trade has been successful. Fluffy Gangsters goes for a fourth. And now they're one away from tying up the game. That advantage from 2 originally, the advantage from more originally, completely drawn back and even tossed in favor of the likings of Fluffy Gangsters. I feel like CT side is usually quite hard to manage here on the map, like for example Inferno. That's what makes it even more special to be in this position at this point in time. Desperately trying to find their way across. Solby bringing in. Banana held just by himself. He's going to create some opportunity to abuse. Second player will join him. And once you realize there was only one there, of course, maybe VIPERIO thinks there's something cooking. But Solby gets help from Highness. And that is an absolute shutdown from Fluffy Gangsters. Already doing good. Getting deep in their first engagement, right, of the ESJ advanced players. That's what we saw yesterday from Fluffy Gangsters coming through. And with their performance being so incredible at this point, it's really starting to get a little frustrating as well. Maybe for the other team, just not being able to get anything going. Or for the side from VIPERIO, and eventually for Fluffy Gangsters, right? Getting so many wins on the board, getting so many games. The tournament win is still something I haven't seen them getting all too often. So with this going completely great, maybe we're going to see them being able to put up such things. Check their Liquipedia if they've ever won a tournament, actually, but we're going to check that in just a bit. Fluffy Gangsters will be good to find a 6, though, and so advantageous position even found. Is a crazy thing for the Pandas. Bomb is going to go down, so with that, creating a nice opportunity. Moving away across. Beautiful shot. Screamo really tried, but Couldn't deliver. Well and truly found for the side from Fluffy GANGSTERS. Okay, they've taken some tournaments. The NCL Public Division they were able to win, but the rest is all backing down from 2016, where they were able to win the CIS Major Champion or CIS Championship on Cologne, but that was in 2016, so that's a whole different lineup. This lineup itself only being there from the side of Mars. The only tournament they've actually managed to win was a Fast Cup Top Skin Cup 2. $1,300 they got from there. And some open qualifiers to which they did good. But winning an actual tournament with a bunch of teams has only been happening with the previous lineup. That was just a Fast Cup ride that they played. So that would be amazing for Fluffy GANGSTERS to be able to do something like this. It's going to put their view up quite a bit. It's going to make teams pretty much amazed. Lining up and execute into a VIPERIO. They're waited out the time. Trying to leave them to go for a play onto middle. Here's an AK looking for the frag. Getting an opener job. He's going to find it with the AK. 1-for-1 trade's been found. Awakened. Has found it going into long. Yurumyata though, that has to be dealt with. And he's been a force to be reckoned with for the whole tournament long. But they're holding them down. VIPERIO. What a brilliant execution there on the A site. And now trying to hold for the O spot. It's 7 found for Fluffy GANGSTERS. A brilliant execution from VIPERIO. But a double long step in the end. The double long hold, the double long retake is what gets them over the line. That is well and truly well played. You love to see it. You're a Fluffy GANGSTERS fan out there. Not letting their foot off the gas whatsoever. And I said before, Fluffy GANGSTERS would be able to win their own map pick, probably lose on the opposing. Awaken finds himself one. Highness on for the trade. Trying to go for an A play here. Squeezing them down. Swisher. Oh, he's turning the wrong way just in time. Giving John the chance to find him. Open A site achieved. Well and truly found is getting Fluffy GANGSTERS up to 8. No problem it looks like. Mid hold is also coming there. So everyone got a gun from long. Or they need to take down Solby there. An impossible fight. It does seem. Headshot. Solby looking for a second. Trying to run in, but will be falling to the hands of Zodi. With that kill. It's a 2 versus 3. It's the 50, trying to do the work. Highness, he's going to shut it down. Double kill found from Abdul Berettas to end it. And in style, Fluffy GANGSTERS puts themselves ahead even further. Three rounds advantage for Fluffy GANGSTERS to work with. 5 USBs on the VIPERIO side, not too much to work with. able to get their way across into the B side. Execute, nicely thrown, a CT smoke, and a bomb plant. It's been going out, providing them, allowing them to go for another round. Here on the T side of things. 5-9 hole, 5-9 split so far. Would be great. Eventually, 4 on CT. Maybe you want to try and look back if you're Fluffy Gangsters here. Highness keeping them tight. But let's be real. He would have fallen there. It might have allowed something to go for. Even a second kill. He can't get the kills there. Maybe on CT they can. The others pushing from A. Won't be able to get it done either. These USPs, man. They have no armor behind them, but the Galils can farm them that easily. Don't want to give away too many rifles either. That should have been an easy fight, to say the least. And it's been nothing. That goes right for them. Next round is where the most important stuff will have to come out. This is where the teams will have to shine. Right at the diamond here. Fluffy Gangsters definitely can. VIPERIO is in need to win this one. Please make it relevant. It's somewhat easier to possess. Screamo. Trying to get his way across. Swisher, on the other hand, grassing through. All the way in to go for the split, to go for the fight. Awaken. He's waiting around, still hanging tight. Under balcony, finding the kill. Trade frag found from Takanashi. Creating opportunity for a push. Fluffy Gangsters trying to get their way into A quite fast. Well and truly up in the cards. There goes John. Out with a frag. Running their way in, but the crossfire. Cold-blooded execution for the side from VIPERIO is going to keep him in. It's a good kill from Takanashi still. Needs to pick up this bomb. The smoke isolating Switcher. Maybe a kill. Ooh, he's almost taking him down, the Estonian. Barely alive. Seconds. Won't make it anymore. Takanashi is going to run away. 6th round has been found here for VIPERIO. Pushing themselves 3 away from potentially finding themselves a tied up game. All the way in. Question from VIPERIO is the answer. Probably thinking Fluffy Gangsters doesn't have too much to go for, but they still have everything to live for at this moment. Pretty well played, that's for sure. They're trying to get their way through. Four versus 4 still, Fluffy Gangsters. What will they be able to show here? Maybe a chance to open something up. Not meant to be just now. 30 seconds. try and move their way in. There goes Awaken. He falls flat in the hands of Yurmiata. Aggression out of apartments coming through. Swisher gets himself blown away. And so the opener, well and truly taken, allows the door to be wide open for Fluffy Gangsters to walk right in. And with that, double-digit number will be on the board for Fluffy Gangsters. They have managed to plant the bomb. They're gonna go for double digits before you know. Looking to go off. He's gonna get 10 on the board for Fluffy Gangsters. No buy coming out from VIPERIO. Maybe going a little bit too harsh on them. Little bit of an easy fight. Apparently, really making not too much sense. And now with the aggression that they've shown, with a little bit, if I would say, with too much at times going for it, right? A little bit overzealous. Something VIPERIO definitely doesn't seem to take too much accountability for. But they are paying the price, that's for sure. Zodi. CT looking near forward to try and find it. Minus finds Dash, leaving him. Man advantage is taken for Fluffy Gangsters. Boom. It's gonna go down. And he's gonna allow a 11 to come through from Fluffy Gangsters. Nicely played. Takanashi doing work, tapping him down with the AK. And with that 11, he's very well around possibilities to find. Once more a tap from Screamo, takes down 2. Trying to keep his M4 alive together with Zodi, of course, picking up that AK previously. It's still around, that's something you don't take away. Fluffy Gangsters is gonna get it, no problem.
Terrorists win.
And so VIPERIO calling in a tactical timeout, because before you know, you could be finding yourselves in a very hard position. A very bad position. Hard to come out of. It's gonna make you have not too much to go for. VIPERIO going aggressive. Zodi managed to find Solby, so around that's very important for VIPERIO to find this again. Banana brawl early. This time, not pushing, advancing on the smoke. It's just going to be spraying. That might have been the call VIPERIO made as well, right? Fluffy Gangsters always standing out in the open. So as long as you're just playing to your strength, you are going to be easily able to find this one out. Takanashi looking for Awaken. No tag, no kill. For the push, Swisher, and he's finding Takanashi with it as well. It's incredibly well played. And it does allow for a man advantage, a double man advantage. Make it 3 with an 8 connecting. Yurmyotza is going to walk his way through, or at least he will try. Inside of the smoke. Trying desperately to create some space. With the spacing been on point, VIPERIO is left to hold it with just two. Be an easy fight here to win this round, but goes up to that. Remaining pieces, chances to recover, all still up in the air, but this round should be an easy one to take, just because of Fluffy Gangsters also not even going for this at this point. We're seeing them fade away. They'll go for this round.
Counter-terrorists win.
And so round 7 going the way of VIPERIO, getting themselves a proper position here in the game. Sure, still gonna have to face one more full buy. That's something you cannot deny. Simply just not the way to be. We're gonna have to see how that will be. Zodi. Nade's thrown right on top of him. The advantage isn't found. Minute and 30 seconds with the Gangsters taking space over towards the B site. Going to be a fight. Zodi gets burned away with the molly. Opening up the early fight. Nashi for the frag, looking to swish her down into the boiler. Tap in, push him out. The kill isn't happening. There goes John falling away, giving Swisher the chance, and more of these key moments is lost by the side of VIPERIO, or won by the side from VIPERIO, lost by Fluffy Gangsters. Those individual fights we're talking about doesn't seem so easy at this point anymore. As if they're struggling, but the opening well and truly found. A side straight on opened up. Should be able to get a bomb plant.
Bomb has been planted.
And with 40 seconds now for this defuse, it's a take of a lifetime required. Missed shot from the ARP Awaken, trying to chase, but doesn't find Yurmyotza on the back cross. Bomb slowly ticking down. Yurmyotza desperately trying to go in for the fight, but everyone from VIPERIO is leaving this one, knowing that there's too much pressure on them. They want that pressure on them for having 12 on the side of Fluffy Gangsters written all over it. Looking at the economy, right, VIPERIO could have attempted this. There was literally no need for any hurried up plays, but yeah, apparently it's a round found, and so Fluffy Gangsters is a single round away from taking the map pick out of the hands of VIPERIO. Hey, that is something. Something I think you can be pretty happy about. You're at most into. Here comes the fight. Fight is open swiftly. Entry found, taken, nice and made as the opening. 4 versus 4 is found, making it definitely an opportunity here. Something to happen. Goes the fight, Swisher coming out, bringing in the first and taken away. Takanashi accelerating. And the A side gets blown away by an app spot from Fluffy Gangsters. Plant happening. And now VIPERIO, they put themselves in the situation where every round is going to have to be won. Every round needs to be a retake. But will it be this time around? Test. Looking forward. Shot gets found. Yurmyotza collecting it. A bullet to the face. So Awaken. He's going to try and get his way through the molly. Thrown on top. Awaken will be falling flat right into the hands of Fluffy Gangsters. They'll be the ones taking it 13-7. Taking the opposing map pick off the hands of VIPERIO. Now setting themselves up very nicely for a 2-0 grand final. Let's see how Anubis is going to go. Will Fluffy Gangsters show up the same way? Then it should probably be an easy win for them. VIPERIO in big troubles. How will they manage? We're going to have to find it out after a short break. When we return, it will be... Second map starting up. It's Fluffy Gangsters up 1-0 here on the T side of things. They were the team looking incredibly well when it came down to it. Previous map, of course, which was their map pick. And all in all, or which was VIPERIO's map pick. Now, all in all, going to their own should be a really good way to potentially finish off this tournament. Fluffy Gangsters, unless there's a miracle about to happen. VIPERIO have played this map quite a bit, so they know and love the map. But the way Fluffy Gangsters have shown up today, or just in general on this map, they played it 4 times, winning it 3. Well, the side from VIPERIO has only won it twice out of the 5 times they've played it. So yeah, there's something to say about it. And already the pistol on the CT side going away of Fluffy Gangsters. That is not a good sign if you ask me. VIPERIO fans not happy with that so far. They're desperately trying to scrape up the pieces here. Get something together. I don't know if that's going to be a buy or not. Be a bunch of Glocks running into the meat grind there of Takanashi quite soon. There goes the flash coming out. It is a nade coming forward, setting up for a fight. Takanashi has found himself too, sort of with the molly kill, and that is a shutdown of a lifetime. Fluffy Gangsters up 2-0. A very good start found for the youngster team. And now a chance for a redemption arc, but the buy that's still well and truly on the board. Nothing to worry about in that regard. Dest forward, advancing into a great position. So falling away, Yata moves his way close to the doorway. M4 is in a prime position to start mowing them down potentially. Freshman thrown over top, a swing on Dest. Yata managed to find it. The AK spray from Zodi could come out, taken down. Fluffy Gangsters, will they win the first full buy round? That would be amazing, but maybe taking it flawless would be even better. Oh my goodness, VIPERIO. As they're the ones starting off incredibly bad in the early stages of this game. Screamo. His way across. Fight will be taken. John is going to manage to find that round. And it's Fluffy Gangsters that will be able to get themselves 3 on the board. So it is a very good start for the side of Fluffy Gangsters. The Tech 9's coming out now for VIPERIO as a response. They're going to lose another one. Things could already be starting to look quite devastated. That is a way to begin your primary objective. First tournament victory in 2024. Long time since Fluffy Gangsters was there at the top, and now taking in a pretty good tournament, right? If they would be able to close this one out. Teams like VIPERIO, Whopper, Sinners Academy, starting off with Verdun as well. Also with Apse, up and coming tier 3 team as well. It's looking pretty good for Fluffy Gangsters, which before this tournament, they don't really know what to expect. And now, almost a flawless group stage. And inside of the playoffs, not seeming to let their foot off the gas anytime soon. That is, unless VIPERIO, of course, makes a comeback, which they're definitely capable of doing. They've also been transitioning from a team I didn't expect too much from to actually being a team that is capable of even taking games that don't really look that winnable for them, right? That Whopper game on Mirage, they were not the ones in the driving seat, that's for sure. They're definitely trying to take it in their own hands. This time Solby with a triple kill coming out. Tech 9 from Screamo doing work as he tries to leap his way in. Cross and moving his way to the side. Bullets remaining. Kill found on Hylas. 2 more bullets remaining. With that, 20 seconds left. He's going to get VIPERIO into a sweet spot at this point, trying their utmost to wiggle their way through. Screamo looking for it, cannot get it done. Yurmyata comes out with a shotgun to mow him down. Screamo has found Fallen. And so, a 4-0 start from Fluffy Gangsters already put up on the board. Again, a full buy from VIPERIO. If the answer doesn't come now, I'm starting to get very worried for them. I really am. Waken watching with the arm. Kill from Swisher to begin with. VIPERIO doesn't get themselves to a bad position, that's for sure. The opening fight is nicely taken. John waiting around the edge of the smoke. Comes the smoke out as well, giving the opportunity, the upper hand to John to try and find this frag. Advantageous position for the VIPERIO side, something that they can definitely work with. Nate is barely touching Zodi. Engagement not thoroughly taken. 2 from Fluffy Gangsters that are just waiting. No one flanking from A. Just finding Swisher. Zodi gets blown away. John can find a second. Of course he will. Goes for a third one as well. That would have been insane. Doesn't do it, but Solby can. Nothing that is allowed for the VIPERIO side whatsoever. They take their sweet time and have just a little bit of waiting until being executed. It wasn't going to be an if, more like a when. And Fluffy Gangsters take full advantage of that. Round 6 with not that good of a buy, of course. Again, Tom, but this time executed quicker. Makes it a little bit more of a surprise element. Something to work with, but nothing more. The arm from Yurmyata doing work. The double kill cannot come out from Highness. Help provided from Solby as he tries to hold Takanashi, chip it in. And Yurmyata, that was in an uncomfortable spot with the up, still allowed to create some space. It's unbelievable. But it's true. A 6-0 start is absolutely godlike. And who is going to stop him at this point? VIPERIO doesn't seem to have the capability of it. Again, giving them more success. Gave it to them, but eventually still rounds didn't go their way. Now the entries and the opening fights are looking to be pulled into a victory. Don't think Fluffy Gangsters are going to let their foot off the gas, though. Still going to try and go for it. Comes out and Fluffy Gangsters, that was maybe a little bit too much. You would somewhat expect them to sit back and relax just a little bit more. But it's an almost flawless round. VIPERIO gang themselves a first off of many. And so we're looking at a 6-1 position with, after that first round, an immediate timeout. That's pretty funny, I would say. I think Fluffy Gangsters playing it well in terms of the mental side of things there as well, right? You can go ahead and instantly say, oh, we are going to be able to win one more, or just going to go back to the basics. Talk about the fact that you can potentially still lose this game if you don't play your cards right. A 6-6 half is by no means bad. A 7-5 is still arguably okay. But at least make sure you find yourself like 8. That would be a great position for Fluffy Gangsters to find themselves in, to just straight up take it in a 2-0 victory. Again, VIPERIO, their best play has been going towards the B side. Just taking it quite fast. That's been their best bet so far. So we're going to have to see if there's any answer to coming through. There will be more headed up to the telly here. Setting up the site. Takanashi is going to be blown away by Screamo, so that's a good beginning. No rifle to be picked up. So we'll be going for the SMG instead. With the aggression lurking in the shadows, it's Fluffy Gangsters trying to get that raid back ASAP. Not meant to be. There goes the kill out onto Swisher. Making it be a man advantage for the VIPERIO side. It's taken away. That's the Swede. Taking him down. With VIPERIO playing their ultimate best now. It's going to be a plant happening as well. Sorby trying to deny. Double kill could be needed, could be required. Oh, Sorby's doing so much. Still alive and kicking. Has to find this kill. Now careful of long. Not in time. Dest arrived. VIPERIO only a sole defender. A sole survivor. That would have been something else. It's a second round for VIPERIO coming through. And that is brilliant work for them. Swisher finding John to begin with. For a second, the AK. Oh my, Swisher. Nicely done there for the side of VIPERIO. For a third. They've managed to do so. Like I said, you want to take at least 8 if you're Fluffy Gangsters here, then you're doing good. 7-5 or 6-6 is still good, but after a 6-0 start, you want to get yourself a little bit more convincing of a beginning, or an ending rather. That's to finish it off. VIPERIO is becoming better and better. That is a dangerous prospect. And yesterday I was talking about Awaken very Fruitly, I was saying like, oh, he didn't have too many good games. He started to show up the end of the season. Now stuck on 0-7. Has an AWP, of course, to use, so maybe he can get some intel or some impact. While on the other hand, you gotta be careful with it as well. Just considering the Awaken side, or Awaken himself, right, can still go to that CT side, can still get some things going with that. And then the CT side that also will be way more intense than them in the T side, which is something you can be a little fearful of. Totally get that. Before I come back, Fluffy Gangsters out here. Viperio. This round, maybe the comeback is inbound. Ooh. In the smoke. The Gangsters move their way up. Screamo will be taken away. Oh, look for a second. Takanashi. You thought Viperio was going to drive back? You really thought so? You weren't able to. Yes, I would find Yota. There goes Swisher trying to get his way across and into the fight. Yes. Through middle. And for a double. Chance and also solidify. Solby, final player left. But Dest is the hero. He helped Viperio so much throughout this season. And is showing it this time once more by getting this round leaped over. A flank through middle. A lurk of a lifetime. Gets them in the nick to take away the likings of Fluffy Gangsters. Eventually. Gotta be just a little bit careful. All the puzzle pieces need to come together for Viperio, and that's what has happened. It is something that has worked for them. Eagle won't be able to collect the fight. No D kill found just yet. Solby going aggressive. Viperio is trying to get their way across, leaping forward. Takanashi won't be found just now. Eagle onto Solby. For the date, finding himself up the second. That is really unfortunate to say the least. Nombi is going to try to go around Yata. Trying to go in for a fight. Dest doing so as well here by leaping through. It's the AK. And a chance. He's desperately trying to go for a third. Fluffy Gangsters taking their sweet time now. Yata going aggressive. Oh my goodness, picks up a Mac 10. Or an MP9. Finding himself some frags potentially. John now having to do it all himself. Push is going to come in. If he has good headset, all three are there. Shot for the Deagle, but just a body shot found. Maybe trying to deny the plant here is Highness. Already finding a kill on Screamo. Looking for Switcher around the edge as well. Oh, that is so close. 8 points of health. That's all that remains for Swisher. And although it's Viperio that's up to a 5th in a row. The comeback really on. Fluffy Gangsters, they gotta try and resiliate. Get their way back around, because this still isn't it. Solby trying to go out, but there's Awaken falling straight up. Entry found for Fluffy Gangsters. With that. The man advantage for Fluffy Gangsters that they desperately needed. Oh, a little PGL audio on my end. Oh boy. Don't know if you guys hear that as well, but that's... 50 seconds. Sound has faded. We're back underway. From Yumyata though, it's still ringing. That's a lovely triple from the youngster, getting a collab to begin with. And with that, the round going away at Fluffy Gangsters, almost certainly so. Op is nowhere to be, or AK, Bomb rather, is nowhere to be found. AK in hand, Screamo. A mission impossible, as we might have to call this one. Trying his utmost in order to get this one across. Leaping forward, Yumyata will shut him down. And a 7th is found for Fluffy Gangsters. They'll be going into the flip with a 7-5, breaking VIPERIO's backs in the beginning. And they were able to crawl their way back, but not for long. As Fluffy Gangsters had them all shut down. And here we are going into that flip, into the pistol. A T site that's required to be quite extensive here, quite excessive. Let's see if there's any change to come out for side of Fluffy Gangsters. With a T site, no Brother from Swisher are definitely going to try to shut him down. A pistol round for Fluffy Gangsters going to put them so far ahead already. So considering it being a T site, you kind of know what's the problem. People will get overrun there. The Glocks are doing work. Beretta's unawakened. Tries his utmost to stay alive. He sent to Sky. Round 8 is found well and truly for Fluffy Gangsters. It's brilliant. As they're now up to a 3-round advantage, unless Des gets a 1v5 out. It does in fact really look like a nice position to be in. Maybe still. Once in a way. Ahead on CT. And then finding yourselves going to that T-side flip, picking up the pistol, taking a 3-round advantage, and with the force buy from VIPERIO, potentially 5 if they win this one. And you're looking at the end. Looking at the end quite soon. This round is somewhat of a must. Very much looks to be a must-win round. So for them, they have something cooking here. And something is going to be required to be incredible at this point. Slowly but surely making their way across. One coming from the A side, 4 on B for VIPERIO. So the only one here is Zodi that can shut this A play down. Gonna find one. It's taken away. Is gonna provide an opening, but will they overthink this? Actually fall back towards B. It could be. Players seen in water. A bunch. Screamo with the first, but still 2 more. 5-7. They knew an MP9 was there. So going B really doesn't seem like a smart move. You know the MP9 is there. You don't know where the other one is. Then go delve into the unknown. Seems like the better ID, but how long of the time have they left? John is going to start clearing A here soon. Well, Highness is moving into the B site. Need to be completely open. There goes Swisher to fall. The other one was still unknown. That's clear from CT. 5-7 will collect the kill, and so the time taken. Long of time taken. eventually the round, and that's what mattered for the most part. For the majority of time, that was the worrying thought. Nest is not going to get this one. Looking to run away with the AK. And running, he shall. Bomb will go off. That will allow them to get round 9 and potentially 10 on the board. Very nicely found. And a big opportunity for a double digits before you know. Like I said, that was the position they could have been in. Could have found themselves getting towards. Solby looking through, getting ready to drop in. Guest is collecting onto John. So this opening fight from VIPERIO, that's actually going to bring them some joy to this. That's with that AK, of course. That can still do loads of damage. Create the switch here required. It's blown away by the Mac-10 bomb. Leaping into the side. Highness is going to go ahead and plant that one. CT going to make their way across. No possibilities. No questions asked. No questions answered. Double digits. Nicely found for Fluffy Gangsters, as they're going to be the ones needing just 3 more to finish this game off. A fool by now to deal with, though. Where do you go now if you are inside of Fluffy Gangsters? What's your game plan going to be? Middle. Seems like a little bit of a choice that they've gone for various times, so they don't necessarily have to. They can still fall back in case it's needed. And you can really abuse your aim to the best of your abilities. Reloading, Screamo. Out in the open, off from Awaken, misses the mark, then gets overrun from long. A sitting duck, Screamo will remain to be. But that bomb still hasn't crossed. Highness hasn't been able to get across, and now he will be able to. Swisher didn't think it through all too well. Realizing it too late, and now found himself falling flat. It's Fluffy Gangsters going for the 11th. Dest is not looking to go for this retake, and that will be another round found for Fluffy Gangsters, but a very important one indeed. It's one of a few that were left in the first place. Second of all, also the fact that it's another fool by. Just another round where VIPERIO had a chance on. The setup looked good initially. The up, of course, from Awaken, missing some shots. They're really missing the opportunities here. Missing the calls, but also missing the shots when they're required to. Now they're going to have a very hard time ahead. FAMAS being bought and Mac-7 being bought on Zodi. Going to try to stop the Fluffy Gangsters from pushing middle this time. This time it's them to fall. This time it's not me. What he's trying to say. Of course, easier said than done. Good fight from Screamo to begin with. There goes Takanashi. Becomes a sitting duck and falls away. Man advantage. Nicely found for the side of VIPERIO. Goes the flash in, sending Screamo away for that bit. Gets himself flashed in, but John is ready. The AK is looming. tighter position now. Might eventually be Fluffy Gangster still being able to walk away with it. Primo's gun irrecoverable, it seems like. VIPERIO will start stacking up to A. That's their only shot they will have. He's going for a stack on either side, and Solby is waiting there with the AK, with the bomb up close. Various players now joining them. Triple hold, and Nate chugged in early to try and take space over B. Inside now, getting pushed. Solby is the first one to entry in, but Awaken shuts him down. Jurmjotza with the trade. And a mid lurk still from Highness. He's gonna check towards the camera, but a flick will still connect. Zodi under a lot of pressure now, needing to find this frag, and he will. Keeps VIPERIO alive. Jurmjotza knows he's up close. Needs to get this kill, knows the other one might be on a lurk. Plenty away from main. Oh, Jurmjotza making the right call. Does he know? Final player is waiting on the A main, lurking in the shadows. Not on the platform yet! He called it out, but couldn't get the kill. Just barely missing the shot with the AWP. That's brilliant work from VIPERIO, all things considered, but Fluffy Gangsters should have been able to win this one out. Sure, it's a 1 versus 2 that was required, but Jurmjotza, that shot, it's the same for Awaken. Could have saved the round. It could have brought victory to the side from Fluffy Gangsters, and now they just give the opportunity, although it's a small one, to the likings of VIPERIO to make this comeback. That's not something you should allow them in any sort of way. Never. Should be that easy. For Will. There goes the MP9. Good stuff to begin with. Opening fight ultimately found already. You can really tell, I feel like, that the likings of VIPERIO are starting to get more and more things on the board. Sure, it's only one round that can bring the Fluffy Gangsters towards map point here and series point, tournament point, but as long as you find yourself some success, there's at least a comeback opportunity up in the air. Ganashi found. Kill from the AWP knows. Awaken is still in connector. John is going to sneak up. Trying to go for a Ferrari peek. That's a Suntaris peek if I've ever seen one. Executed by a Russian. John. Incredible. The way he ducked out, that's murder. Once more. A kill through the smoke. John, waiting on connector, can single-handedly win this round for his team. Just amazing the way they play. Just absolutely surprising to get away with this once more. Not in a position to deal with it whatsoever. But round 12 found for Fluffy Gangsters is by no means the one that they should have taken. This was a round that should have easily been found. Just, it's crazy. It really is. Crazy to see the way this has just been utterly surprising. See the way the Gangsters move their way around the map here. That's just thrown. A little bit of a push around the edge. Zodi himself that frag coming through. Highness. Moving forward. 1-for-1 trade going through VIPERIO. Still managing to keep the advantage to some extent. Quite like that one. Didn't think it was going to be coming through. Here. Still creating a fair opportunity for their own team. good from Fluffy Gangsters, chugged into the mix. Looking to push their way out. Twisher out in the open, gets blown away. 1 kill away, Fluffy Gangsters is. John with a double again. The hero from Fluffy Gangsters in this game. But can he get the nail in the coffin? Or is it going to be Yurmyata doing so? Is it going to be the Hopper? Not to be. It's up to John. We've seen him do this before. We might see it again. We are seeing